Hey guys, welcome to another video. I want to start off by saying that, I wouldn't, the only reason that I'm doing these videos, is because that I believe that if you have the truth on your side, you can never lose. And that being said, I always felt that, that the truth was more powerful than lies. But in this reality, I'm starting to see that that's actually not correct. The lies can be just as powerful as the truth, which is, I find, unbelievable. But that's the way it is. I can see that now, that a lie can be as powerful as the truth, and that surprises me. But like I said, if I didn't believe that I had the truth on my side on this, I wouldn't make a video. I wouldn't even waste my time. I waste, well, I don't mean waste, but just to make one of these videos, hours and hours, over 10 hours on some of them. Some of them I just slap out, because I just found something at the moment. But a lot of these videos, it takes me hours and hours of checking things, making sure things do align and make sense, and I'm trying to figure out stuff as I go. So I can spend a couple days sometimes before I even make a video, and they still never come out right. But in my last video, for instance, I showed an alignment that can't be. In plate tectonics, I think I've mentioned this before, that in plate tectonics, you got randomness. It's all randomness, really. There's very little order. And because of that, every time I make an alignment with one area with another area, especially if it's on opposite sides of the planet, if anything aligns, it's the odds of them aligning are greater than winning the lottery, in my opinion. So basically, every time I make one of these alignments, just pretend I just won the lottery. And maybe you'll start to be, maybe you'll begin to see that what I'm showing you is, well, it's impossible, except for I'm showing you it. So therefore, it isn't really impossible. They're just taught to think it's impossible. Basically, the lies are more powerful than the truth when your mind has been limited into seeing the truth. So you have to take those limits down. So there's a good chance that there's some people that just aren't going to see what I'm showing. Hopefully that's not going to be you. So basically what I'm saying is, you have to have in order to see this, you're going to have the kind of mind that can see through its own bias. And that's the only way you're going to see these alignments. Because other than that, then I believe you really have no chance of actually seeing this. But anyways, in my last video, I had showed, well, opposite sides of the planet lining up. And you could see that. I'll show it again with this pointed area and this area lining up. The angles line up. Everything lines up. And I just won the lottery. Okay? But they'll also line up when you move them around too, because there's something going on here that I didn't say, or I didn't explain before, is that there's some kind of expansion going on when this is happening. So that changes a lot of things in your understanding of what I'm trying to show. But before I get too far off track, in the last video I showed basically, and I thought this would do it. I really do. Every time I make these videos, I think, oh, this is the one, but it always blows up in my face. But I thought, for sure, if I rotate both of these and show that they keep continually lining up, that would definitely, like, people would notice already, like, hey, well, that's even more impossible, but yet, it's lining up. And that's what I showed in my last video. So what I want to show in this video is the same thing, except from another angle that might actually show you or show us something about our planet that we didn't realize. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here we got an image of the North Pole area, and here's the same image from last week, except for we're looking at it at a different angle. Remember, I'm going to line this area up with here. And let's zoom in. You can see as I'm bringing it in, I match this side up there, and then let me move this. You can see that this side right here matches up here. But let's take a closer look, because maybe some people don't think this is a match. You can see that it matches here, right here, too. As it all matches right here, you can see the turbulence matching up. You can see the turbulence right here matching up. You can see turbulence off these islands matching up. You can see matching up right here. And you can see that the African horn right here is matching up right here. But there's something interesting though about all this that needs to be looked at. When I zoom away, you'll notice that what used to be the mid-Atlantic ridge is going right here. You can see it, right? Hold on, let me pull it out. You can see how you got this area right here. So when I match this up, and it does match, it matches other places too that I haven't shown. The mid-Atlantic ridge goes straight into here, which is the northern part of Africa and the heavily gouged out area. Well, I started to notice that it wasn't just the mid-Atlantic ridge, it's these cross lines too, their width and stuff, and they seem to follow certain features here too. But it started to look like what happened is I noticed that that width seems to be very similar to the width of these right here. So I thought, what happens if I grab those and pull them up too? Like this. And sure enough, hold on, let me get it centered here. It's always like this. I always have to struggle with this thing. There you go. That go away. Yeah, sure enough, it matches. Maybe I should make a negative of this. Maybe this is too difficult to see. When I bring this in, you'll notice the corner right here, of course. But you'll notice also other things. Like this point right here. See, it's kind of like rounded as this lines up here, and the turbulence works its way around things over here. And you can tell that this is moving through. That's why that turbulence is there. See? You can see it playing off the different images as I move it through, because it's moving this way and that way, right? But there's more though. So when I pull this away, you can see it matching right here. Because remember, it's moving. You can see the lines. It's moving this direction. Let me try that again. It's moving this direction. And you can just see that it plays into the features below. But how's this possible? See, this is right here. Like it's taking a chunk out, like an alligator. Looks like an alligator's mouth and teeth. Right? So here we go. It's lining up, but it's moving. But how is it possible that the tip of Africa would be on the same image as the northern part of Africa? Well, this could be the result of a smaller planet. You gotta imagine, if these things are moving, it's moving because this is getting larger. And you'll start to notice that the features here off of Africa seem to work into these. Well, it's too distorted by the curvature of the planet, so I have to get a different shot. But I'd like to show you that the similarities between the coastlines here. But like I said, this is an image of maybe a smaller planet, and Africa is actually rolling itself around a smaller planet, and that's why you get the northern part up here. But let's see something first, because if that were true, then it would come from this direction, right? If it was rolling around, the tip would come around and maybe line up with the features. See, look. It's lining up again. And I think it rotates. But hold on, let me get to the bottom of this. Look. See how it lines up? Isn't that weird? And then you got that channel right here. The same width as this C right here. And then of course, like I said, it's moving. So you can see that this ridge is also matching up with features, and I would put my money on the fact that this rotates and lines up down here. But I want to see all the alignments first here. Yeah, it's got to be sweeping through. See the turbulence? It even comes off the island here. Oh, I wish I had a straight on shot though. Look at how now its features match up here. And then what's even trippier is that you got the green area here matching up with that ridge now. As this matches up here, see? And then this feature right here, matching up again. Look, see that? You see how that works? Can this be explained by plate tectonics? No. Could it be explained by a smaller Earth? Yeah. Yeah, it could, actually. Very well could. And how many times do I have to win the lottery with these alignments? Isn't that crazy? This must have been a much smaller planet. Look at how it realigns again. These are images. Well, this is why I say these are images of the creation of our planet, because they keep relining up with other features. It's obvious that they're related. Whoops, I love that. See, you can just see this is somehow this is rolling through and rotating and all kinds of stuff. Now, I know there's going to be some people that look at this and just say, "Oh, this is ridiculous." Well, it is to you because you have a closed mind. But look, it lines up, and that is more than just an opinion. It's factually lining up with the features. And that can't be coincidence, or else, like I said, I would win the lottery every time one of these line up. That's what the odds are on a planet that's full of chaos and plates ramming and destroying one another. And this planet shouldn't have reoccurring patterns according to plate tectonics, because they can't be explained by plate tectonics. I'm showing you these alignments as my evidence. And there's more. I'm trying to figure out what I want to show. It wraps around. It wraps around, or this came out of here. That's the other thing. There's a couple things I'm looking at. I'm not sure exactly what I want to go with, but I leave my options open here. Okay, I got some straight on shots here, and this is the most transparent that I can make this overlay right here. I took the color out. I did everything I could, to make it see-through. And I kind of want to take the focus off of Africa, and I want to focus more on this ridge. And I want to show you something. When I bring it in, you already know this, that it matches the surface features here on this gouged out area. But when you look over here at the source of the ridge, which is Antarctica, you notice these marks here by Africa. And of course they're related to the eye of the Sahara. And what I'm claiming these marks are rotation or spinning. And when I take this and I flip this around as like it's spinning, you can clearly see that it matches up again. See? Look, see how it matches all over this? It almost doesn't even matter where you put it, it's going to match. But that's because this is spinning. And these ridges isn't what made this. what made the ridges is what made this. We just got lucky enough to have a snapshot of what made the ridges in its moment of rotation. So therefore, it matches other features around the world when it shouldn't. Remember when I told you that every time I make a match here, the odds of making a match is like winning the lottery. So I've won the lottery like 7 times now, at least. So this can't be an accident. This can't be. It just can't be. It matches too good. See, I mean, when you look at it, look how it matches all the way. And you could even see the line right here. See how it matches there? I would challenge any scientist, any troll, or anybody that would say that this doesn't match. If it doesn't match, can you prove it? And you can't. I already know this, but I want you to go ahead and try anyways. Because then you'll be forced to accept something that you don't want to accept. And that I'm right. Look how it matches all the way up to here. It just does. There's no way to take it back. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I want to sound cocky or anything, but I know that there's no way to prove that this is not lining up. Anybody can see that. And it probably matches also the features here in Africa. But I'm really focused on this ridge. Look at right here even. Look, this one even turns to match the Dead Sea. As it's matching the Dead Sea here, you can see, hold on, this thing's slipping. You can see it also matching this area right here. I think this is, well, look at it. And you know what's strange is that right here, this that lake right here, it's awfully close to where what it's showing is showing Africa rotating around. These are images of the past. So Africa is rotating on itself. And I do believe that explains some mountain anomalies or some fault anomalies in Africa, by the way. Look at that right there. I've never, you know what? This is actually new to me. I never seen this one before actually, and I'm really quite surprised. Look at the wow. Now that says something right there. We'll line this up with this island right here, see what happens. That's amazing, actually. Oh, and then it's spinning, and you see the island on the other side. This is a known process in plasma. This is, oh my God, where these islands are, it would look like a donut in 3 dimensions because it's rotating. So, and then look how it's matching down here when those are lined up. See? This is more than the odds of this happening are greater than winning the lottery, because now it's matching everywhere. Look at India. Look at the features here. Look. And I can tell this rotates into here. And then look, here we go. I'm finding this out for the first time. Look, you got this elbow looking thing fitting into Antarctica. And right here, there's no way of getting around this alignment right here. Let me get straight on shots of these. I can see if this rolls this way, it's going to line up in more places. Okay, so I have to do this and try to contain my excitement, but I'm sure to a lot of people right now this looks like a big mess. But to me, this looks like the end of plate tectonics, because you look over here at the Dead Sea, you can see I have this part lining up with the Dead Sea. You can even see the ends right here where it splits. It looks very much like the features there. But it doesn't end there. When you continue over, you see that vortex thing. It looks like it's starting to bend into the shape of the Himalayan mountains. But if you continue down more, you can see, like when I move this over, you can see that this lines up with India and the vortex. But there's more. Hold on. Just give me a minute. See, you can see this is spinning through. And it also, look how it lines. There's this island off of India. You can see that this is going that way. And before I move it, I want to show you, well, I want to make sure I get all the other alignments too. You can see that, you know, this is lining up in here. Look. Like that. This thing is moving through, so I can move this around and line things up. There's no rules here. Look at the Himalayan mountains again. Over here. Look how it lines up when I slide it over this way. You see how it lines up again. And then also the Dead Sea. And then I mentioned this already up here. Look how far it lines up. This thing. Look, I gotta back it this way and it lines up, because it's like, it's as if it's moving out. And then I wanted to rotate this to match this up with the India. Like that. And then when you look at this, you can see the lines say that it's moving this way, and it's also moving, I think, this way. Yeah, look how each line hits the coastline. And that's pretty much, I think, as far as I can go with this, I think. And then I'm going to spin this around. Let's see here. Like this on the right. You can see how you can tell I spun it around is because Antarctica is on this side of this. And then if you look over here, Antarctica is on the other side. So that means I've rotated it around. And sure enough, it lines up just as good as it did the other way. Look at India right here. And then we can move this around, and of course, you know, it's gonna fit here. Look at the features lining up right there. And then there. And then the Dead Sea. And this even looks like it fits in here. It's at the curved part of the earth though, but still, it's alright. It'll fit better straight on. And then look. Here. Oops. It's getting hard to do now. And it's just rolling through. And then, yeah, it doesn't go any further than that. But yeah, you could see, right? The odds of these lining up and rotating them and lining up are next to impossible unless this is responsible for creating it. Well, what created this ridge is what created these features. So I just want to make that point clear, that this is obviously an image of what was creating our planet. Thanks for watching, but yeah, this video is pretty much, I don't know how more obvious it can get. And you can see this thing right here too that's arched is starting to line up over here, see? These triangle marks right here, you could see that they're related to this. And then the sliding, you can see the slide mark, right? You got them over here too. It's like they go both ways. It's as if India is the result of sliding that far. And then you can see how they hit the coastline. Hopefully you guys can see this. I think I'm gonna end the video right there. And you know, my challenge is out there, you know, for whoever wants to try to discredit this. And I do mean anybody. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys check out my next video. Bye.